guys, welcome back to my channel. It's no secret that I'm a Jeopardy fan, and someday I hope to go on Jeopardy, but not by myself. My husband is a huge trivia. He's not a player, but he's like really good when he does play. He gets a lot of the questions right. So I'm hoping that they'll have a category where you can go on as a couple and we'll go on together and we'll win a lot of money. Couples Jeopardy, that's what I'm holding out for. But I did watch a recent episode of Jeopardy and found this bit of trivia that I thought you guys would find so interesting. Here's the clue. Metaphorically used for a studious person. Literally, it's a general term for any insect that damages paper volumes. So that's the answer. And the question is, what's a bookworm? Now, I find that really interesting because we use that term bookworm to mean people who love books, whereas a bookworm is actually something that consumes books. Literally. I love books. I love books a lot, but I don't eat them. I don't eat them. In any case, today we are here for Booklist Thursday. And because we have a current champion on Jeopardy, he's been on there now for almost 2 solid weeks. And I think it's really interesting to follow his career, but I've been following several Jeopardy champions recently. So it's no secret that in order to really do well at Jeopardy, there are certain things you have to know. You have to know history, you have to know geography, and you have to know literature. So our current champion is Chris Pannulo, and he's won, I think, 9 days so far. I took note of the books and authors that were mentioned in 1 week of his championship. And I also noted where the champion got the answers right. So for Booklist Thursday today, we're going to go through those books and authors. First is Wizard of Oz by Ella Frank Baum. I have not read. I should really get on that. I think it's on my TBR for this year. We're going to have to catch up with that very soon. Call of the Wild by Jack London, I read. I read that a few years ago as I was tutoring one of my middle grade students. I should read it again for myself. Little Women, I have read. Maltese Falcon, I have not read. Moby Dick is on my TBR this year. I haven't yet gotten to it. I don't think I'm gonna get it this year. Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, I have read. Clockwork Orange by Burgess, I have not read, but our champion got that one right. Canterbury Tales, Chaucer's Canterbury Tales, I have not yet read. I plan to get to that very soon. Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis, I have not read. Winnie the Pooh, Chris Pannulo got that one. I haven't read the series. I think I know the story. Like I've read like kids versions. I know it's a kid's book, but I've read like really simplified versions, like baby books about Winnie the Pooh, but I haven't read the actual novel or novella. More books that appeared on Jeopardy last week. Dubliners by Joyce, I have read. I read it. I feel like what I read was an abridged version because it was really short. And I don't know if I ever finished. Okay, so I'm going to say I didn't read it. But Chris Pannulo did. Breakfast at Tiffany's by Truman Capote, I have read. Chris also rang in on that. Caesar Day by Saul Bellow, I have not read. Stephen King's short stories, specifically one story called The Man in the Black Suit, I haven't read. I haven't read any Stephen King. I think I read one Stephen King or the beginning of a Stephen King book a long time ago. Like a long time ago, I was a teenager and it traumatized me. The horror was just too horrible for me and I never finished, and I haven't read anything by Stephen King since. So no. Death in Venice by Thomas Mann, I have not read. More books. The Firm by John Grisham, I have read. The Warmth of Other Suns by Isabel Wilkerson, I have read. The Brothers Karamazov by Dostoevsky, I have not read. And as a matter of fact, in this question or answer, there was a relationship between the brothers Karamazov and the Family Chow by Lan Samantha Chang. It's supposed to be a retelling, Chinese retelling. Haven't read either one. Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak, I have not read. Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn, I have read. Jabberwocky by Lewis Carroll, I have not read. Other books. The Bear by Faulkner, I have not read. Next we have a list of some authors, and you can give yourself a point if you've read anything by these authors, because it was the authors that was mentioned in Jeopardy, not specific. Well, specific books were also mentioned, but it was more about biographies of these authors. So here are the 6 authors, I think. Milton, who wrote Paradise Lost. If you've read anything by Milton, give yourself a point. If you've read anything by Oscar Wilde, give yourself a point. Yay, for me. Stephen Crane He wrote Red Badge of Courage. Give yourself a point if you read anything by Stephen Crane. Paul Laurence Dunbar. If you've read anything by this author, give yourself a point. Give yourself a bonus point if you knew that he was the originator of the line about where the cage bird sings. I know where the cage bird sings. Maya Angelou entitled her memoir, her first memoir, I Know Where the Cage Bird Sings. But the line actually came from Paul Laurence Dunbar first. So give yourself a bonus point if you read. Give yourself a bonus point if you knew that that line came from him. And give yourself a second bonus point if you read Maya Angelou's book, I Know Where the Cage Bird Sings. I read that one. I'm giving you a bonus point because I want one too. Have you read anything by William Gibson? It was stated that he won the Hugo Awards. Is it Neuromancer? So that's science fiction. I haven't read anything by that author. And finally, Dante. If you've read anything by Dante, give yourself a point. So I think those were 5, 10, 15. So those were 22 books, 6 authors, and 2 bonus points. There were 30 possible points in today's book list challenge. Let me know how you did. I got 8 plus a bonus, so I got 9 out of 30. I'm not really doing so well on these challenges, but I love playing. So let me know in the comments down below how you did. What are the books that you read or the authors that you've read? Let's chat about that. Let me know if you love Jeopardy like I do. I'm totally sold on Jeopardy. So yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. We'll be back soon with another video and I hope you join me for it. Until then, happy reading, happy Jeopardy watching if you watch. Bye.